Good day. Welcome to Yoga with Bliss. We always do a warm-up because that's good for all our joints, ligaments, tendons. Today, our focus is going to be on, have your shoulders been hurting lately? Did the doc tell you you have a frozen shoulder, slightly frozen or very? Well, we'll have lots of information on that because he told me my shoulder is slightly frozen. So we are going to thaw our shoulders. But more importantly, we're going to work on the balance between accommodating when you need to adjust and intend a little further, which is how you prevent things from freezing up. All righty, let's have a little music that will have a little beat so that we may do our warm-up. The mountain is where I'm heading. You know, I try to tell you what the next move is. So here's the mountain. Do you put your feet together? Many people do. I put mine a little apart, like right under my hip sockets, because that's better for my tender knees. What is best for you? Think of your shoulders. Roll them up and pull them down your back. Oh, let's do that again. And watch how when you roll them up and pull them down, it automatically causes your hand to have palm facing forward. Let's play a moment. Roll your hand over, palm facing back. Roll your hand over, palm facing front. Roll and palm back. Now, while your palm is facing back, let's do a double check on your pelvic tilt, sternum lift, and press your palms back as far as yours go. And just a little pulse. Pulse. Here's your pulse. Beautiful form. While you're pulsing, think of your mountain. Do you have weight on big toe, baby toe, front of the foot, and heel? Now take that arm, place your palm forward, stretch them out so your thumb is up, press back, and press back. Oh, you're probably going way farther back than I. Each person appreciate and accept your body for the shoulder mobility. You have just 4 left, and breathe. Here's 2. Take a moment, relax, and shoulder roll. Take your feet wider and just roll it out. Roll it out. And then we're going to stand in our wide mountain. Let's go through the awareness. Weight even on your feet, pelvic tilt, sternum lift, shoulders low down your back. Keep it that way. Shift. And trace a smile with your hands. See how my elbows are tucked in? That's if you have the most tender shoulders in the world. And then let your elbows come out. A little or a lot. Let's stay with this. I want to show you the side view. I have not bent forward. I just let my arms bend and curve around the girls. Whatever you need to let them reach one way and the other. And breathing. I'm falling over in my case. Let's take a moment and tuck your elbows in. Here we are. Like they're little windshield wipers on a car. That's if your shoulders are super tender. And then if you can work them up a little, or if they're not tender at all, you take your arms to the right place for you. We're warming up. This is not the time to do a big challenge. This is the time to find your edge and move gently, mellowly. Very nice. Now take yourself back into your mountain. Sit yourself right down in a little chair. It's a very little chair. We're not warmed up yet. It's just a little chair with a little beat. Oh, yes, you look fabulous. And I'm going to do 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. Stand it up. Take it 3. You face front. I'm just showing you the side view. 1. Stand it up. Now let's think about the stand it up in your shoulders, okay? Let's stay right here for a moment. Do your hands stay out here? And you can't push them back. On this side, I can't quite. So we're going to stay right here in our up. Press those arms back and back and back. And come on down. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Press it up, press back. 3, 2, 1. Now take a minute. When you go up, let your arms be as close together as they can. Maybe they're right here, maybe they're out here, wherever they are. Push them as close together, and now you'll let it press back, back, back. And sit yourself down, pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Stand up together, press back. Can you feel how this is using so many of the shoulder areas? Come smile. Right here. Check your posture. Pelvic tilt, sternum lift. How far? Over the top should you reach? Right here. Yes, it's a shoulder focus. Have you customized underneath how big or small your arm movements are? Oh. And now we're just going to roll those shoulders back. Roll back and back and back. Beautiful. Let's think about a little heel touch and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Yes, I am pressing back with my arms to open up the pectoral wall. Sometimes what feels like shoulder limitation is having a tight chest wall or tight between your shoulder blades. So this move opens the chest wall. Now let's center up and think about opening up your back right here. I just have a little toe point out forward. I'm giving a little inner thigh squeeze also. Listen to your body. For some people, they leave their foot right out here and they're still getting an inner thigh squeeze. For some people, they come all the way across. What do you need? Walk up right here, up and up. Now we're going to stay up here. Previously, I would always keep my arms out. Now that I'm thawing my shoulder, I try to take, by the way, I have rounded arms so that I have room in through my neck area, but I'm trying to take them as near vertical as my body will allow. Customized for you. Oh, let's smile. Right here, right there, over the top, right here. This is slow enough. It gives you a moment for a little stretch each way. Now pull it together, take it up and down. Come on up and down. It is that little chair and salute and a chair and salute. Now choose when you come up, push your arms together and as far back as they go. That's our shoulder therapy, our shoulder warm up. Just one last time. Here we are. Let's take it out real wide. If you turn yourself and round, up and round, come up. Now, do you like a rounded back? Or do you like a flat back? I'll tell you how to choose it. If you keep your chin up, your back will stay flatter. If you look down, your back will go rounder. See how it feels for you. Beautiful. Now, when you come forward, double check you bend that front leg. Beautiful body awareness. Let's center up and be ready for the other side. So we just turned it a little. Here and there. Open the chest and open the back, or vice versa. Choose how wide. Choose look up, flat back, or look down, round back. Do you like to go way down low? When you come up, pelvic tilt to protect your low back. Your form looks beautiful. You know, if you ever have an arm or shoulder that really hurts, what you do is tuck one in and don't use it, and let the other work gently. And then on another practice, when it feels better, you might do both. Our last 3, 2, and 1. Shoulder rolls right here. Breathing. Oh, so nice. So if we were to take ourselves into a goddess, now listen to your body. Dip. Here's 3. How should you be? Here's your star. Here's goddess. How's your neck? Here's your star. Goddess. Dip, dip, and star. Your star is long legs, but no locked knees here. And one last time. There you go. Your elbows pressed back as far as your shoulders allow. Intend a little farther. Open that chest. Loosen those shoulders. Oh, smile. Here. And now I'm going to reach one arm at a time forward. Look at my knees. If you have stripes on the side of your pants, when you do this, your stripes should never show. So peek at yourself on the monitor. If you're going like this and letting your stripes show, no, knees out. Look, I forgot the move. I was thinking about my knees so much. Dig it up. Here and there. Beautiful body awareness. I love it out front. Next time we're going down with a flat back. Flat back. Right down. You go. Up tall. Flat back. Up tall. So nice. Oh, let's find our goddess again. This might be a nice time to put a block or two out front of you, folds with the goddess. Knees are out. Now I'm going to have you actually go ahead and look down at your body. Your goddess has that pelvic tilt, sternum lifts, shoulders down. And then you want to look and imagine where your thigh bones are. Can you see them inside your softness of your body in your mind's eye? Your feet should be pointing in that same direction. Not accidentally out too far, not accidentally in too far. Right in line with your thigh bones. If you have a small goddess, your feet are in line with your thigh bones. If you have a great wide goddess, same thing. But we're all up tall. When I went wide, I bent over a little. Breathing, here's the hands down at first. I'm coming out. How does that feel? And now, give a little bend and breathe. Here's the one where you press your elbows back, press your hands back. Beautiful for your shoulder. Now I'm going to take my arms right beside me. Can you clasp your hands behind you? Do you want to hold a yardstick or a yoga strap behind you? Pull your hands as close together as yours go. Open up that chest and flat back, lean down. Flat back, lean down. Are you breathing? And round back. Let go of your strap. Let go of your dowel. Round down, and find your block. I'll show you the side view. Round it down. Well, then how would it feel to flatten it out? Think about it. Here's your flat back. It's like your tailbone comes up. And now tuck your tailbone under for your rounded back. Round your head down. Neutral spine in through the neck, tailbone up. Some people will actually almost arch the back here and come on up. Yes, it's a standing cat-cow with goddess legs. I guess it's a goddess cow. Are you breathing with your standing? Oh. Inhale as your chest opens when you come on down. Exhale with like a cat on a fence as your back arches up. Inhale. On the cow, exhale, on the cat. Well, that was so lovely. Come to your flat back again and think about your body. Remember, you've got bent knees, and for a goddess, is your body telling you, oh, I could go a little lower? Then try your block a little lower. Oh, I could go lower. Then try your block a little lower. Each person has chosen the goddess height that is correct for them. Rounded back, hang on down, breathe and be. This should feel good. We are stretching that which we warmed up. Now with your hands on whatever surface is right for you and your head rounded down, think of your legs and have them less bent, and more bent, more bent. Breathing, I'll show you the side view. So you've got your goddess with bent legs. You go less bent, or more bent. See what your body will give you. We're opening up hip joints. Each person is different. Listen to your body. Breathing. Let's take a moment and ground the head. Let's start out with 2 blocks, right up tall, and see how it feels with your goddess bent leg to just ground your head. You're holding your blocks, they won't fall over. Less bent. And more towards straight with a little bend and a little more bend. Less bend and more. Then try different levels that might work for your body with your goddess stretch. Grounded head, hands either holding the blocks or holding the mat. Whenever you're done, use your hands to help push you up. You can use your blocks to help push you up. Walk your feet in a little at a time, and don't we have the most gentle forward fold going on? Breathe and hang there and enjoy your forward fold, and then play with your blocks. Choose 2 blocks, 1 block. Tall block, short block, no block. Listen to your body, relax the neck. Hang yourself down. Breathe and be. Excellent. I'm going to sit my butt down a little. If you need support coming up, push with your hands or lift yourself up to a rise. I want to go, we did a goddess with bending and straightening your legs. I want to do a standing child's pose. So I'm heading over to my chair. I'm just getting my blocks out of the way. So you've got the seat of a chair or seat of a couch available to you. This is actually the standing child is a stretch for the back of your body with an excellent shoulder focus. For the standing child, I started my best mountain, pelvic tilt, sternum lift. Your form looks beautiful. Tuck your chin. There you are. Breathe and find your rhythm, peacefulness, body love, body acceptance. I'm choosing my foot positioning, what's right for you when you bend forward. My hands are to reiterate my flat back. And then I'm going to let my hands come down to the seat while I have my flat back. Now everyone is different. Are your legs almost straight with a tiny bend, or did you like a little more? Your legs your way, breathing. Mellow and well. Stay there. I'm going to face forward using a prop so you can see my elbows. This is a good time while the back of your body is stretching to talk to you about the eye of the elbow. If this crease on your elbow is called the eye of the elbow, if you finger forward, hand planted, and rotate the eye of the elbow forward, breathing. Oh, do you need to pamper your shoulders or your wrists? You can, instead of being right over your wrists, you can be a little behind your wrist, but roll that eye of the elbow forward. That is the shoulder pampering, wrist pampering version of any hand balance. Pressing down with your pointer finger, knuckle palm planted, eye of the elbow forward. Now, what were we going to do? The standing child. Okay, here's what it is. You know, in the child's pose, how your shoulders are out in front of you? I stepped back to get my shoulders about in the position for child. And then I took my feet a little wider for me to give a little squat. Some people might choose a great large squat with their feet very wide. I have to take a peek to see it. Yes, this is reading. Now for my shoulders, I wish my seat was a little higher to get a little better shoulder stretch. So I just put my block on my seat for one shoulder anyway. Oh. Can you see how your shoulders are in the same place as for the child's pose on the ground? Come on up your way. Smooth and mellow, walk forward to your standing cat-cow. This is a nice option if you ever have a knee issue and don't want to do a child's pose with weight on your knees. But you can do this any time of the day when your shoulders need a little stretch. Walk over to any seat, step back, squat down, stretch the shoulders. Breathe and be neutral neck. Very nice. Breathing. When the time is right, walk yourself back up to your standing table. Oh, I can't resist a little cat and a little cow. Cat. Cow. One last cat. Cow. Beautiful. Let's bring ourselves to standing and prepare for just a little flow. This is going to be a little warrior 2 flow. How's your mountain? Pelvic tilt, sternum lift, shoulders roll up and down your back. Your shoulder blades have come down and pulled together. Beautiful. Oh, that looks great. Relax your neck. Now we're going to step out into your warrior 2, your way. Do you leave a little width between your legs for better balance? I know my warrior 2 has barely any bend in the front leg. That's just what's right for me. Do you want to do a great deep warrior 2? You do what's right for you, but let's think about our shoulders. Breathing. I didn't know it, but with my frozen shoulder, this hand was creeping forward, forward, forward. And so now as I intend to thaw my shoulder, I roll both shoulders into the best position, get them as nearly in line as I can. On my frozen shoulder that aches a little, I just intend to go the most back that my body will allow. Let's release. Breathing. Engage your pelvic tilt as we come on up. Breathe and mellow to radiant warrior. Very nice. Think of your front leg. Make sure it has a little bend in it, even though it might just be little. Come back to warrior 2. If warrior 2 is uncomfortable for you, make it shorter. That is less distance between your feet. Let's come back up to radiant warrior. Pelvic tilt important to protect your back. So this is a short radiant warrior. That front leg is bent. The back leg extended but unlocked. Each person, their radiant warrior, their way. Now your warrior 2. I'm going to take this hand and head down as this shoulder stays back, and we're heading to a side angle. Now, in many a yoga class, you'll see people put their hand right on the floor, or on a block, or on their shin, or thigh, or a chair. You put your hand where it's right for you. Beautiful. Now let me show you the trade-off. Many people trying to go down lower will accidentally lower their shoulder forward. I'm going to say start up tall with your shoulder back and only go down as much as your body lets you do with this shoulder open. So here's an interesting thing. I'm not talking about where your hand is. I don't mean your hand pulled back. I mean your shoulder pulled back. Isn't that nice? So everybody's side angle is what's right for them. And then you intend a little farther until, shockingly, one day, your arm will find its way higher than it used to be. Now, look, I tilted a little forward. No, open that shoulder. Beautiful. I'm going to come out of this by tucking my arm in to relax and come on. Shoulder roll your way up, and we'll do the other side. So if you're in class today with me, I can tell you that I was watching your shoulder, and you do have some limited mobility in your shoulder. So let's pay attention to the other side and see how it is. This leg is going to step out for your warrior two. Choose your right position. Should it be short? Whatever warrior two you have chosen, your foot, you keep your knee bent with your knee behind your toes and find the arms that are right for you. Oh, I can see in a mirror this hand was sneaking forward. I'm going to intend for it to roll back. This shoulder goes back. All right. Now take a minute with me and look at your front hand and look at your back hand. Yours might have gone back too far. They're supposed to be in a nice line for the front and the back. Beautiful. There's your warrior two. Now let's do radiant warrior. Radiant warrior. Pelvic tilt. That protects your low back. This hand relaxes down to your thigh. This palm comes on up. The pelvic tilt causes you to take the opening in the upper part of the spine. Beautiful, beautiful form. I know we are not moving fast. Your body is doing so much lovely balance, weight training. Beautiful. Let's come on back to your best expression of warrior two for you. Side angle comes next. I reiterate. Take a peek at your back hand and put your palm facing forward. And we're heading down for side angle. For the side angle, don't let your shoulder collapse. Roll that shoulder back and see, does your arm come just here? That if that's all you can do, say thank you to your body, but know that's limited shoulder mobility. And then see, will your body do any more? If it won't, you love where you're at and intend a little more. Breathing, being. Yes, each person's side angle their way. If you're out here, fine. Intend toward here. Very nice. Whatever your shoulder gives you, say thank you, and we're going to pull it in and walk our way up out of the warrior two with a little shoulder roll. So nice. I want to leave time today for an extra long stretch on the floor. But let's make sure we do some beautiful work for the lower body first. I want to work the arches of your feet and your calf muscles. So I have a mountain, and all I'm going to do with my mountain is press up onto my toes and come on down. I know, I don't press up very far. This is a lot farther than I used to. I lost all ability to press up on my toes. I didn't even know when it happened. Breathe and use your calf muscles. Use your whole core as you keep your posture as we press up onto the calf, working, pressing on the toes. Let's come on into the wider stance. On this one, I want you to think of your ankles as we press up onto your, with the weight on the toes. Again, my heels do not rise far. It doesn't matter. I just put the weight on my toes and now on my whole foot. Put the weight on your toes. Don't let your ankles collapse out. Come back to your whole foot. Weight on your toes. Beautiful. I'm now doing this when I do my dishes before and after. Come on, because I'm trying to reclaim an ability that I lost. And one last, weight on your toes. And come on back. Oh, let's do a heel. A heel. just to relax the arms and stretch the arches, heel and heel. And then I'm going to step up tall and give a point right there. Again, I'm just relaxing the arches after all that lovely work. We did beautiful calf strengthening. We did thigh strengthening, breathing. Let's do a little sun salutation on our way down to the ground. So I do have my blocks because that is what I use for my down dog. Do you use a kitchen counter? Do you use a chair, a block, or the mat for our customized sun salutation A? Breathe. We start with our mountain and let your arms rise as nearly overhead as yours will. If they need to be out a little, fine. Intend for them to head up overhead. Breathe. As you exhale, we forward fold in whatever way is right for you, to the chair or the block or the floor. Hang down, relax the neck. Let the body weight pull down, stretch the hamstrings, unlocked knees for protection. Halfway up, lift from the small of your back as your back straightens. Come on down as your back bends. Come on up to flat back. Come on down and up our last time. When we go down this time to our forward fold, we are going to find our way to a down dog. What is right for your down dog? How wide are your hands? Press the palm of your hand flat into whatever surface your hands are on. Are your heels up? That would be normal. Intend for them to sink down toward the mat. Intend for your long, upstretched spine. Neutral neck, not bent down, not bent up. Neutral, feel it, find it. Breathe and be with your down dog. I'm going to do one three-legged dog on each side. So I place the foot in the middle. Is your three-legged dog with this toe right on the ground for balance? Do you need to come up to a higher surface? Choose what's right as you find your three-legged dog, your way. Breathing, being. I come back to the full down dog. Breathe into it and head into my three-legged dog on the other side. If your arms become fatigued, you go to a higher surface. Choose as your toes stay on the ground. Do you want to put it on a chair? Do you want to lift it high? Your three-legged dog, your way. And appreciate what your body gives you. When your time is right for you, come back to a full expression of one last down dog. Breathing. And now, how do you bring yourself to the forward fold? There are many different ways. I'm going to bend my knees and walk myself up, kind of crawl myself up into my forward fold. Relaxing, breathing, being. Very nice. Now, as you're hanging here in your forward fold, think about, do you want to come up rolling up one vertebrae at a time, where you tuck your tailbone to begin? Or do you want to come up with a flat back, where you begin by reiterating your flat back? Relax your neck before you start and come up in the way that is right for you to arise. Bring your arms up to where it is right for you with your salute. Very nice. We're just heading down into a table. I'm going to do a forward fold first, and then I'm going to find my blocks because I like them for my wrists, and head myself down into my table. Do you need a little cushion under a knee? Do you want to fold a blanket and have it under both knees? Your table, your way. It changes from day to day. I thought I needed my blocks, but it turned out not today. Many times I will have my hands be out front for less bend. Today they seem fine to have more bend. Breathing. Oh, while we're here, let's pay again attention to the eye of the elbow. So here you have, oops, I want to make sure you can see my hands. I'm going to back all the way up. Point your finger down and flatten your hand. Your pointer finger points forward, and that palm is rooted into the ground. That happens most deliciously when you press the knuckle of the pointer finger down. Now see how my elbows have turned and the crease is facing in? What if I turn them? Okay, my broken elbow doesn't turn as well as the other, but so watch this one. Here's in. Oh no, that's not as comfortable and as good on my skeleton. So watch when it turns this way. And if you have an idiosyncrasy like my broken elbow, accept it, appreciate it, and intend it to go a little more the way you want. Wasn't that a nice table? Let's take our table into a child's pose. And I want you to choose the right child for you. Do you leave your knees together, sit your butt right down on your heels, and slide your both hands out? That's fine. I have too much softness in the front of my body, so I take my knees wide. And sometimes they bend and sometimes they don't, so I accept whatever my body will give me. And then I think about leaning my chest down and stretching my shoulders. Now, if one of my shoulders is very unhappy, I can bend that arm for support. I'm going to give you a diagonal view. This is my unhappy shoulder, okay? So I'm going to bend the other arm so I can really customize very carefully how much stretch I give my thawing shoulder. So listen to your body. Try one shoulder, try the other. Do them both because they feel fine. See what your body gives you. We're hanging here for several breaths, quite frankly, so that I selfishly can spend more time thawing my frozen shoulder. Whatever arms you have chosen, enjoy, customize. And when you are ready, go ahead and let yourself lay right down onto your belly in any way that you want to. You know, it's funny, in the almost 40 years I have been teaching fitness, do you know when people most likely hurt themselves? Two ways. One is ego, showing off. That's how I hurt myself every time. Oftentimes I'll be in a class and I'm trying to be the fat girl who could do more. And I always hurt myself that way. No competition, no showing off. The other way people hurt themselves, how's your Sphinx? Pelvic tilt, that protects your back. Sternum lift. Tuck your chin for a nice neutral neck. Be with pressing your feet, pressing your hands. The other way people hurt themselves is changing position quickly, trying to do it in some careful, specific, graceful way. We want to change position carefully in exactly the way that feels right for you. There is no need to be graceful. That was your Sphinx. See where your hands are? If you push up, this is a customized pelvic tilt. Protect your low back. This is a customized cobra. So do you want to go back to the Sphinx, stay with the customized cobra? Do you want the full expression of the cobra? Hands right next to your chest, elbows pressed in, And as you press up, don't lock those arms. They're long but unlocked pelvic tilt. Breathing. This is a move that when I had a few ruptured discs and was diagnosed with spinal stenosis, they said I would never be able to do such moves. And I said, okay, I respect that. I'll be very careful. But I intend a little farther. And much to my surprise, lo and behold, I got my cobra back. Take your time, enjoy your expression of the back bend, your way. And when you're ready, let yourself down, breathing. So we have a locust coming on. My feet start out rooted into the ground. I let my whole body lay down and see your hands. Will your shoulders allow you to root your palms into the ground beside you? Are you breathing? Let's just do the lower body first. Imagine in your mind's eye, you're going to lift your almost straight legs up, up, up as far as they go. I know it's not far. Can you feel it's almost like you're rocking on your pubic bone to lift? Your thighs may clear the ground. They may lay on the ground. Lift, lift. You can push with those hands. Lift. Fabulous. Set those legs down. Now root your feet. And in your mind's eye, think of your sternum and think of lifting, lifting. Your hands may be lifted or they may be rooted. Which is better? Oops, my feet came up. I'm trying to keep my feet down and lift my chest, and bring yourself down. Now, leaving your feet and chest down, think of just your arms, head neutral, not up, not down, neutral neck. Think of your arms and lift your arms and see where will they lift back. And intend a little more. That's for your shoulders. Come on down. All right, next is the lift everything. We're going to lift the legs, the chest, and the arms. Can you feel the many, many wonderful areas of the back of your body that are contracting? Breathe. And on your exhale is the exertion. On your inhale, back off. Exhale for your best lift. Inhale, back off. One last exhale for your best locust. And come on down. Fabulous. Wouldn't it be nice to push up to a table any way that is right for you and just have an enjoyable cat-cow? The locust strengthened your back. Exhale on the cat, on the cow. The cobra flexed your back. And now, the cat-cow is just helping your back to the full expression of its mobility. What about a little dragon's tail? So I'm making room for my leg or dragon's tail to move. Did you select the right hands? Point your finger forward, eye of the elbow forward. Do you need less intensity? If you need less intensity, you will be surprised just being 4 inches up on a block changes the pressure on your shoulders. So listen to your body, one leg out. Flex your foot, and here's the dragon's tail. It swishes out, and it swishes across, and it swishes out, and it swishes across. Exhale on across, on out. Would you like to keep your dragon's tail down on the floor, or do you want your dragon's tail up hip height? Exhale, look behind you. Inhale, go see that foot. Exhale, look behind you. One arm is going to want to bend. Press both arms, intending to stay long, unlocked, but pressed. Nice long arm. One last. And bring yourself down. Just a little cat-cow. Breathing, reiterate your hand position, your eye of the elbow. go. Neutral back, neutral neck. Find your dragon's tail. Take it across and take it out. Take it across. Do you like it down low? And take it out. Yes, this arm wants to bend. I have to put awareness into stretching it up tall. Do you like your dragon's tail down low? Or did you want to have your dragon's tail up higher? See what works for you. And breathing with each exhale and inhale. And whatever way is right. I'm working at not kicking the furniture. Oh, I've forgotten that armband. I have to press it low. There you go. 2 more. Very nice. There's your last one. And now, back to your table. And here's a wonderful move. It's called sit your butt down. Any way you want. Sit your butt down. Yes, we really worked the shoulders today. We stretched the shoulders. And now we will rest the shoulders in your V sit. Is your V sit right here? Fine. Do you have a wall that you can wiggle? Walk your butt right up to the wall. I mean, my dimples are pressed into my hole here that counts as my wall. And that way, when I come on up, look at that nice tall spine. Breathing. Now, I could go wider, so I will. Choose your width. Don't compete, not even with yourself. Choose, okay, if you have a competitive heart, here's where the competition is. Have I chosen the most excellent stretch for me today, where it is stretching, but not too much? That looks beautiful. Can't you feel how up tall your spine is? And if you feel like, no, it's not really up tall, then what you do is walk your butt. I lean forward and walked my butt to the wall and then came up. Beautiful. So I've got flexed feet. How about pointed feet? Neutral neck. How about flexed feet? How about pointed feet? We did all those releves or rises on your foot. So we're just letting the feet recoup a little after that fabulous calf strengthening work. The calf is contracting and relaxing. Now choose whatever feet that you want. Breathing in, we're just going to round the neck. Feel the neck relax. I am pressing slightly on my thighs to help hold my spine up. It feels nicer. You don't need to. See what your body wants. You may just relax. Palm up. You may press, palm down. Now bring your head neutral and release it to one side. I'm letting the back of my head lean right against the wall. And there I am. Stretch the one side. All right, now see the hand on the side that is long on your neck? Let that hand stretch down toward the ground. Doesn't it give a nice trapezius stretch? Oh, yes. Breathing. Let this hand come up, let your head come up. Let's do the other side. Relax the neck down. Long, long neck. Take this hand and let it relax down. Long, long arm. And then you have this beautiful long line from your ear to your thumb. Long stretch. Yes, that is your trapezius. And when you're ready, come on up. I've stayed tall. I'm just tucking my chin. When you keep your whole spine, your shoulder blades right on the wall, and just let your head drop. Doesn't it give you this beautiful stretch right up in the cervical vertebrae? Just let your head come forward for you, whatever that is. Go ahead and look up. Now I'm going to let my chest fall forward. Do you want a block to hold on to? Because it feels better when you start to round. Everybody's different. Now let your face fall forward. Breathing. and let your body slide down. Now, I really want to reiterate how different we human beings are. There are about a third of the people in the class that the block, that right here, rounding your face and rounding your shoulders, where it looks like you're almost sitting up tall, right here is the most fabulous stretch. Do not emulate anyone else. Enjoy your fabulous stretch your way. Breathing. The reason I'm grabbing or trying to grab the block is I'm going to get a little bit of my shoulder stretch in here that may or may not be available with whatever your bendability is. Appreciate your forward fold your way. Breathe with it, be with it. Your back said thank you. Bring yourself up slowly. We're going to, in any way that you want, bring ourselves to laying down on your back. I have put a block on each side because I may be using that. Now, how do you get down? I don't know. Whatever way you do is fine. Breathe. You know the real function of this chair. Tight the mess behind it, but I need it out of the way. So when I lay down, I have room for above me and below. I'm actually finding a specific spot. I'll tell you what it is. I'm checking to see that when this foot stretches out long, did it just catch my heel on the end of the mat? Because I will use that to help stretch my body later. For now, my arms are out, my shoulders relaxed. If this hurts to put your arm out, put a block under it. And intend over time to put a lower and lower support under that hand. Until eventually and gradually, when your arms are out chest level, your back of your hand will be on the ground. That was unavailable to me for several months because I didn't know I had accommodated it so much that my shoulder partially froze. And I have been intending that hand down, and I'm pleasantly surprised it's there now. I will lay in bed at night and put my hands out and intend for my shoulders to relax and regain their flexibility. Have you been doing this little leg waggle? Wasn't it nice of the small of your back? Do you have a strap available to you? I'm going to do a rock and roll. Some people will rock and roll with their feet up on a chair. Some people will rock and roll with a yoga strap over their knees. But I can't resist telling you this one. When you get in bed at night, just take your covers and pull them over your knees and do the rock and roll as one of your back stretches at the end of the day. It's ever so nice. So I had an interesting thing just happen that makes me want to tell you about flexion is protection. My feet were relaxed and my knee that is awaiting replacement really became unhappy. But when I flexed my foot, it protected the joints above it. So if ever a joint feels unstable, flex somewhere below it. For shoulder stability, I flex my hand. For knee stability, I flex my feet. Flexion is protection. A saying from Gabrielle. That was rolling. Where's the rock in rock and roll? Again, if your feet are on the chair, you just, where's my chair? There you go. Rock your pelvic girdle, leaving your feet on the chair, or you can even put your feet on the ground and rock and roll. So is each person doing their own rock and roll their own way? Well, that was such a fabulous back massage. If you set your feet down, I one at a time to pamper my back. I'm done with my ribbon for now, so I'll set it down And now I want a shoulder release. So I've taken my arms straight up and my elbows are coming to the side and I'm hoping they're right straight across. I'm going to check it out by taking my hands out. Yes, they are. Okay. Now here's a move that many people can just do. You just let your elbows stay where they are, root them into the ground, and let your hands fall right down to the ground. That's not available to me now. I'm rolling my shoulders down my back. So I'm just breathing and letting the weight of my forearm gently pull down on the webs of connective tissue that have formed because I pampered my shoulder more than I needed to, and I forgot to intend farther. Now, if it's uncomfortable to let the weight of your shoulder pull down, then put a block of whatever height you need for a little support. We're going to breathe into this, be with this, while we do a pelvic tilt and take the legs down long. So I know this looks like we're doing nothing, honey. Here's where I caught my heel on the edge of the mat, unflexed my foot. So that heel pulling down is stretching my hips and my back. My arm pulling down is stretching the tissues in my shoulder. And my breath is my focus to relax through any discomfort. Put more pillows or supports if it's too much discomfort. Breathe and be while the body elongates. Now you may be able to just pull your elbow up and find your arms out of this position. My tender arm and shoulder is too tender for me to be able to pull it up, so I had to lift it. Always accommodate. See, I've got my hands pointing up again, so they're still straight out, straight across, but vertical. Now for shoulder mobility, I'm going to see, will my palms drop down to the ground? Well, you can't see it, but on this side, my palm went down to the ground. On my thawing shoulder side, I'm just going to breathe into it. So whether your palms are flat on the ground or hanging in the air, breathe into your stretching shoulders. These are movements we don't do in our daily lives, and we might avoid if they hurt. And then, oh, funny thing, the fuzz grows in the joint, and then you can't do it anymore. This is stretching things out, increasing my ability. So I'll tell you at nighttime what I do. I do this very exact stretch, and then I'll take a very lightweight pillow and put a lightweight pillow on top of my arm and let just the weight of the lightweight pillow add to the stretching. Have you done what you needed to for your shoulders? Let's take your arms out, palm up, down, palm down, and then relax wherever they want to go. You have the most relaxed arms in the world, the most relaxed back, breathing, relaxed neck. Many people relax and leave their palms down. When I relax, mine happen to plop out to the side and go up. Let your arms relax in whatever way at your side that yours do. We have one final stretch, and it is a rotational stretch. So I have put my feet on the ground and taken my arms to the side. I am going to pick my butt up and move it over just a little so I can tip my knees to the side. Do you want to push down on that top knee? Intend for this shoulder to stay on the ground. Intend for this hand to outstretch and be as near the ground as your body allows while we rotate the spine, pressing this leg down, or just let the weight of the leg pull it down. If you elongate the leg, sometimes the weight of the leg will push it down. Or did you do your rotation your way? Yes, I'm looking back toward my outstretched hand to include the neck vertebrae in my back twist. Breathing being. When you release, pull your arms and lay me in and find the other side. Again, I move my tush over a little so when I curl up with my arms extended, I'm ready to roll over and it feels nice on my back. You do whatever feels nice on your back. This hand outstretched behind you where will it want to be. This shoulder rooted into the ground or as nearly so as possible. Now I know in our Saturday class in the Philadelphia area, most of the people, this top knee is laid right down on the bottom knee. That's fine. They may both be laying right down on the ground. Some people, the leg will be way up here, in which case just let it come over where it will. Mine's kind of in the middle. Appreciate and accept what your body gives you. Stretch over, breathe, and relax. Intend with each exhale, you may find yourself down a little more. So I started out about up here. With each breath, my leg actually gave me a little more rotation in my spine, flexion in my hip, stretch in my chest wall, shoulder rooted. Are you enjoying your spinal twist? Look away from your knees to enjoy the twist through the neck. It's a comfortable spinal rotation. Every vertebrae rotated from the one above and below it. When you come in, tuck in your arms, tuck in your knee, and find your way up. For our final Shavasana, I'm going to reach up, give yourself a shoulder stretch, let your legs reach down, give yourself a spinal stretch. And now you choose. Do you want to continue shoulder rehab and let your arms relax, palm up, Superman style, and let them fall as close to the ground as they will? Do you want to bend them into cactus arms? Do you want to lay them by your side? Yogi choice. Do what is best for you. And just breathe into it. Be. You want to close your lips. Ujjayi breath. Relax. I'm going to lace my fingers so that I can relax while I still stretch my shoulders. In your mind, decide how long you want to stay in your choice of Shavasana. You may stay for the rest of the practice. I'm going to sit up. If my back will let me, it's so relaxed, it doesn't want to, so I'm going to turn on my side and lay there a moment. Then I'll sit up. Although if I didn't have to turn off the camera, I might have stayed right down there in Javasana. I have to get up in any cute way. You just eventually work your way up whenever it is you do, which might be long after this practice ends. You may stay in Javasana and take a little nap. You know, on Saturday we keep threatening we're going to bring our blankies and just cover up at the end of yoga and take a nap. Breathe. How do you want to sit? I'm in a staff right now. Do you want a V sit? Do you want to cross your legs into the easy seat, which is not easy at all? Do you want to go in the lotus pose, where you put each foot up on the other leg? Your body, your way. Breathing. Think about, as your arms reach down towards your body, thank you to your body for all that it does for you. Thank whoever, whatever it is that you believe in. As you upstretch in whatever way your shoulders will allow, pat yourself on the back or on the chest, what's available to you, and say thank you to yourself for your wonderful self-care. And then finally, reaching as if gathering all the good things toward you with hand over heart center, wrists in whatever way is comfortable for you. Know that the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Now, namaste is a greeting. So we will say our greeting of namaste to the rest of your day. When you're ready, arise. And then thank you so much for practicing with me. Know thyself. I just did a psychotherapy session with somebody, and that ended up being the bottom line of the whole session. If you are a person like me who needs a class or people to practice with, join a class. And you can find my phone number if you want to join me by Zoom, no matter where you are. If you're a person who loves to do things on your own, just use whatever videos, YouTube or wherever, and do things on your own. But I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, because you are who help me to do my practice. So I see some class members just ducked back in. I want to let you know that today I am going to post this shoulder awareness and the balance between accommodate and intend a little more. I'm going to post this video before I leave this seat, and I'll text you when it's up. And now I'll find my glasses and end the recording. There we are. Yes, I want to stop the recording. Bye, guys.